Hello everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals. I am happy to be here with you today. I am starting a new journal. I know, imagine that, right? And all I've got to say is it's going to be a floral explosion. And it's going to be just gorgeous. I'm super excited about it. And the digital kit that I am using for this is the Felicity collection from Raindrop Lila. This is going to be my design team project for her. And I've got to tell you, the Felicity collection, it's a collection of different floral wallpapers, and they're absolutely beautiful. They've got the vibrant pinks and peaches, and I'm going to show you a couple of the digitals that I've printed already, and we're going to make something really fun today. So thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for being a subscriber, for leaving comments, and if you're new, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate every single one of you. So let me show you what we're going to be using today. And today we are going to be using this is from the Felicity add-on collection. It's part of the wallpaper collection, but these are the journaling cards, and aren't they just gorgeous? I love the vintage florals, the pinks, the yellows, the greens. They're just beautiful. So we're going to specifically be focusing on this particular page today. And let me show you a couple of the other pages that I've printed. I just started printing these digitals and I'm just over the moon, just like, oh my God, they're so gorgeous. I knew I wanted to use these in a journal, and I've got a great idea for a journal, so I'm super excited about that. And this is from one of the Felicity collaged pages in the collection. Isn't that just beautiful? And here is another one. The collection is huge. It's just gorgeous. So I will put a link to Raindrop Lila's Etsy shop in the description box. Go check it out. It is beautiful. So let me show you what we're going to be creating today. I am calling these my paperclip journal card holders. Aren't these cute? Oh, yay. I was just looking at all my fabrics and things that I'm going to be using in this journal, and I created this, and let me show you how cute this is. So we've got a little dangle here at the top, and we've got a little tuck spot right here for a little bit of ephemera. We've got a journaling card right there. We've got a journaling card right there. And then we have, I put this in, this is a vintage piece of ephemera on the back. So all of that fits within this cute little journal card holder that has a paper clip on the top, and these look so good clipped to a junk journal page, and I'll show you that later. So I've deconstructed this one, and we're going to put another one together today. So let me move that off to the side. And if I sound a little stopped up, well, I am. After we got back from our trip to see our daughter and her family and my new grandson, he's so stinking cute. My husband and I both got sick. Really? Isn't that always the case when you travel? Geez, I just don't know. But anyways, just working through it, right? Trying to rest, trying to hydrate, and all that kind of good stuff. You know how it goes. So for these particular journal card holders, you're going to need a piece of fabric, actually a strip. And for this particular size, what I did is I looked at the size of these journal cards from Raindrop Lila. And let me give you the dimensions here. So they're about 3.5 by 2.5. So I wanted something that would fit around or hold that journal card in place, kind of sturdy. So this is one that I've cut up, and I've just, or I should say cut out, not cut up, cut out, and I've rounded the corners, and I did back the other side with another one of the journaling card. So it's two-sided, and that's all this is. So what I thought of for this strip, for how long it needs to be, is I wanted something that wrapped around the journal card and didn't have too much extra at the top and the bottom because I wanted it to be held in there secure. So for this particular strip, this measures, let me get out my ruler again. I think it's about 8.5 inches. Let's see here. I got to turn my ruler the right way. Yeah, it's about 8.5 inches, and across it's a little less than 2. And on this particular strip of fabric, this is just a piece of cotton fabric, I did do an angle because I thought that would be fun. On my example here, I did not. I just did a straight cut across the bottom. You can do either. So I thought we'd just try something different. In addition, this is a 2-inch paper clip. And that's going to be, you're going to thread the fabric and the lace, or actually just the lace, through the top. So you want your strip of fabric to be about the width of your, I was going to say toothpick. Oh my gosh. Oh, this cold is getting me. This paper clip, you don't want your strip to be any wider than the paper clip because then it would get all bunchy. And a piece of lace to go over the top, or another piece of fabric, just a little bit thinner, because I like when you can see the fabric underneath the second piece of fabric or lace or whatever you want to put on the top. And this is just a little bit shorter, so it's a little under 8 inches. And that's going to be all you need besides these gorgeous journaling cards. And then whatever embellishments, and I'll show you some of those. So we're going to start out first. What you want to do is fold your fabric strip in half. Easy enough, right? And just to make sure, I'm not going to use this, I'm not going to use this one. I cut up another one. Let me get it out here. Here's another one. Isn't this pretty? Oh, so I want to make sure that my little journal card fits snugly in the center there, and it does. So that's just, I like to look at that just to make sure I don't create something and then, oh dang, the journal card doesn't fit in it, or it falls out or something like that. So all you're going to do is, whoops, oh, and look at this. Oh, there's a little side note. I have some vintage wallpaper that goes with this collection. I know, can you believe it, right? So this is going to make an appearance in my journal too. Yay, I'm excited about that. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, okay, so all you're gonna do is either glue or sew the bottom here. Now stick with me here. So this is the first step. You're just gonna glue along the bottom like so, and I use my Fabri-Tac, and you can either sew or glue. Now on this particular one, I did sew across the bottom, and I will probably do that on this one, but we're going to continue on. This is super easy, and they're so fun. This is where the paper clip comes in. You want to thread your second piece of fabric or your lace or whatever you're going to use here. You're going to thread that through your paper clip. And what I want to do is make sure that I do the opposite of this one. If you can see on this paper clip, where you add it onto the side is from the left side of the paper. So it's going to be added onto the left side of your journal page. This one I want to create, so I slide it in on the right-hand side. So that's the way I'm positioning my paper clip. Okay, and so I am going to thread this lace through the paper clip, and you can always bend your paper clip to get it in there. All right, and I'm going to thread it through the whole way, and kind of, I'm going to bend the paper clip just a little bit to get the lace so it goes all the way through. and you want it halfway through, like so. And this is where you're going to attach your lace to your other piece of fabric. And you want to leave a little bit of space. If you can see that right at the top, this is where the fabric ends, and there's a little bit of space where the lace fits. So meaning I don't want it all right up to the edge. Now you could do that, but I kind of like the way that looks when the lace is up a little higher than the other fabric. So I'm going to get this centered on here, and I'm going to glue those two down. Just going to tack those on the bottom. On the front, and there again, I'm leaving a little bit, just a little bit of extra at the top. Oh, and whoops, I moved it. Oh, come on. I moved it. Hold on a minute. Let's start over here. I wanted to mention that I did see a similar, it was a tag, and I saw this on Pinterest, and I love Pinterest for inspiration besides Instagram and other YouTubers and, you know, all those wonderful creators out there. I saw this, and this was from In Lace Ellen, and I don't know if she says Oz or OZ, but she has a wonderful Etsy shop, and she has a ton of just really cute tags. So this is a variation of something I saw that she created a while ago. So thank you to her and to everyone who consistently inspires me. So there you have it. Isn't that cute? Now, here's the fun part, embellishing, right? So if you remember, we're going to have the center right here to tuck your journal card. We've got an additional tuck on the top, on the front, and on the back. Now what I want to do is I want to add something onto the top, because you know me, I've got to embellish. I just do. It's just what I do. Now look at this. You know what that is, you guys? That is part of the footstool. Now, if you guys don't know the story of the footstool, here it is. I found a footstool. It was brand new at a thrift shop, and I deconstructed it. I was with my daughter, and it was the most beautiful footstool. Still had the tags on it. So I took the top off and took all the, you know, the stuffing out and everything. And here is, oh no, all I have left of the footstool. Oh, dang. But oh well, that's okay. And if you can see all of this gorgeousness right here that I've been cutting up and using, and that is what this is. And we're going to use a little teeny piece of that for our embellishment on the top. Another thing that would be really pretty is some sari fabric scraps, excuse me, you know, whatever, embellishments, appliques, or, you know, ribbon, whatever you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this onto the lace part, but I don't want it to go all the way through. So I'm going to put a little piece of paper underneath. And the reason I didn't do this beforehand is because I wanted to make sure it was positioned the way I liked it. And so I wanted to get it all together first before I added this on there. So I am going to glue that down just along the top here. Okay. You can't let a cold or being sick get in the way of crafting, right? That's what I say. And besides, crafting makes me feel better. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to get that glued down, and that way I don't have anything under there. And let me see here. I did not create another, no, I didn't. I was thinking, did I create another tuck spot under this piece? No, I did not. Okay, So that is glued down. I'm going to remove that, and we've got that gorgeous piece. Now from here, what I did on my example is I took a little bit of sari ribbon. And what I did is the scrunch technique is what I like to call it. So I'm going to go across the bottom here and take some sari ribbon here. And anything would be pretty on the bottom here. A bead dangle would look wonderful. Oh, it would just, you know, the possibilities, like I tell you guys, I always say that the possibilities are endless. So I like to finagle around and try to get it to be the way I like it. There, like so. I'm going to cut that extra off on the bottom there. All right. And just move it around a little bit, like so. So there is the beginning. Isn't that just so cute? Oh my gosh. All right. So what I'm going to do is stop the camera real quick. And what I'm going to do is sew across the bottom. And this is definitely optional. And then right across the top there. And then we'll be back. I'll be back in just a second, and I'll show you how to finish this up. And then I'll also show you how beautiful they look on a journal page. So hold on just a second. All right, everyone, I am back, and here is my finished journal card holder before the embellishments, of course. And I did want to tell you that as I was sewing across the bottom here and this little bit of sari ribbon, there was a space right here. And to me, my eye didn't like that. I like it when this footstool embellishment, I wanted it to go all the way to the bottom. So I did add a little bit of an extra piece at the bottom. And I sewed across the top and I sewed across the bottom. And I also put my example back together. I just love this. So we're going to put this one together just like that. So what I have here is I have a tag punch, and I got this a long time ago at a thrift shop. It's from Fisker's, and it cuts these beautiful, cute little tags out. And so that's one of these, and I punched a teeny hole with my crocodile in at the top, and I'm going to use a bulb pin, and I'm going to clip that along the top. And as I did on my example, I added a little bit of floral trim right there. So I'm going to do a little bit of that one, some trim on this one right here. So I'm going to cut that off. I love these little added touches. They're just so fun. Oh, it's so pretty here. So let me get this going here. I'm just going to put that on this little tab punch, or whatever you want to call this. And isn't that cute? And that's going to go right across at the top there. And I'm going to attach it just right on the lace with that bulb pin. So I just think that's so cute. And we're going to get out one of these beautiful journaling cards. We're going to stick that in between the two layers of fabric here. And it does fit because I checked. And it is pretty secure. So I got to get that in there. Now I know it goes in there. There it goes. Right like so. And I like the way it's secure. It's not going to fall out, although you can pull it out. You know, you don't want it too tight. And so there's one. And on this one, I created, this is just a smaller version of these beautiful journaling cards. So I cut them down a little bit, and I'm going to stick that one right underneath the lace on the right hand side. So I love the way that looks. like so. And then along the back, I'm going to put a little bit of vintage ephemera. This is a playing card, and I just thought the coloring went really well along the back, like so. And then, well, maybe, I don't know. And then here's another one of those little tab punches that I put right along there. And there you have it. Now, you know, for some reason, I'm not liking this one that much. I'm not sure. Let's do another bit of ephemera. Let's see how this one looks. Right along the back side, like so. Yeah, I kind of like that one just because of the difference in the patterns and the coloring. So there they are. But check this out. This is where these really come together. So I am putting together my journal pages. And this is a couple of the pages that I'm using in my journal. I created a large tag from one of the Felicity collection tags, and this is the large tag, and just put that on the side. And Raindrop, Lila, Lydia also has small tags, so I created a small tag there, and look how this goes together right along the side of my page. Is that just beautiful? Oh, I just love it. It adds so much depth, and you can tuck other things, you know, underneath it, put tags underneath it or papers, whatever you want. I just love that. And I also have another page that I did kind of the same layout here. And here is another page from the journal and another large tag from the collection. And that's going to go on this side. And then, like I said, I wanted this particular holder to clip on the right-hand side of my page. So that's going to go right along the side there. And I just think that that whole thing looks so pretty together. Oh, and then I've got some little tags, you know, I don't know. I'm just going to go to town on putting some additional ephemera on these pages here. So there you have it. There are my paperclip journal card holders. Aren't they fun? Oh, I can't wait to put this journal together. Like I said, it's going to be a floral explosion. It's gonna be vibrant, all sorts of vintage florals. I'm super excited about it. And I hope to do another video coming soon. I am going on a junk journal retreat in a couple weeks, and there's some things that I need to prepare for it. So I'm hoping to get another video out before I leave. But if not, I will see you very soon, and give these a try. They're so fun, and they're so easy to create. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.